Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stage 48 podcast. I'm DeLaFonte, and today I am with the singing guitar. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get right to it. The singing guitar, where does that come from?
Okay, so basically I wanted to start my own kind of like YouTube channel. And I didn't really want to use my actual name. It's just because, for privacy reasons and stuff. And although I see a lot of other guitar players use their name, so I was just like, okay. And then part of what I do is I do like a big part of my channel is covers. Like I'll do the cover of a song that somebody sings, but like I'll do like the vocal melody with the guitar. So kind of like I was like, okay, the guitar. So basically, like the guitar kind of sings, So instead of the singer, so that's where it came from, and just kind of stuck. So yeah.
I like that. How long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years now.
Okay. So it's relatively-ish new, right?
Yeah, it's new. I mean, it just depends. I mean, in those 4 or 5 years, I've done I've put in so much into it. It feels like way longer than 4 years.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go back to the beginning. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
So I'm from Egypt. I grew up in Abu Dhabi, the UAE. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yep.
And I would just go to Egypt in the summer. So we're like immigrants essentially, and then so it's basically just Egypt, and then eventually went to college in Egypt, and that's when everybody was like playing the guitar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I felt like a little bit left out, and that's when I got introduced to like bands like Metallica, Marilyn Manson, and Korn, and everybody was playing the guitar, and I just was like, you know what, I want to learn so bad, so I went and just bought my first guitar. So in Egypt is where I really started to play.
Approximately what age did you start playing guitar?
I started playing at 17, and at the time I honestly felt like it was kind of late. Like I felt like, because everybody there that I was going to school with had already been playing for like 6-7 years or so when they were like kids. So I started at 17. I felt like I was a little too old to do that, but I mean, it's been more than 20 years now, so I'm glad I picked it up. And
you're never too old.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
You're never
Actually,
too
as a
old.
matter of fact, I have a friend. I had a friend in college. He was an older man. He was like in his 50s, or probably in his 60s. And then he started picking up the piano, and we would jam together. And he was very good at it, considering he picked it up at such a late age. So.
I love that. So you've been playing since you were 17. And when did you move to the States?
Yeah, I moved to the States when I was 18, 19, I think. And that's when, and I came here by myself, right? And it was just it was so difficult that I had to, I told my dad, because I had paid for everything, right? So I told him that I need to get a guitar here. I didn't bring any of my gear, and I just started, so I wasn't really sure if I was going to continue playing. But because I didn't know anybody, I bought. My dad was like, "Okay, yeah, go ahead, go buy one." And so I bought my first guitar, and I was just sitting practicing in the dorm by myself. You know what I mean? And it really helped me, and I feel like I got a lot better during that period where I was just here by myself, because anytime I felt lonely or depressed or missing home, I would just start practicing. So over time, it paid off. So
it kind of sounds like it was like your way of coping with things.
Oh yeah, it was. It really, and I feel like a lot of musicians in general, they use music to solve problems. For me, anytime I felt like down or insecure or anytime I felt negative, I would practice more to feel better about myself.
I love that.
Oh yeah,
it's constructive. It's
it
good.
is. Although the flip side of that, I feel like and I've heard that from a lot of musicians, is that they are though the most creative when they're in a good place. So I guess maybe when you're sad, you can just practice. But if you're trying to be
Yeah.
creative, I feel like being happy and, but again, maybe being sad also helps you write good music.
I mean, I think like in my experience, I write the best stuff when I'm emotional.
Yeah.
So it's different for everybody, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's a certain level of sadness though, whereas you just really can't function, you know?
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely helps with a lot of things, you know? I highly recommend picking up music.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself? Let's just say 2026, since we're embarking on
No,
that.
that's a good question. 2026, I feel like if I've been doing covers so far for the last 4 or 5 years, but the goal is always to write my um, have my own original music, right?
Yeah.
So so right now, so I think I put out like 4 albums on Spotify. They're all like cover songs. That's
Yeah.
just been my bread and butter.
Sure.
But in 2026, so far we've written like 2 original songs. So basically, I'm writing kind of my own album rather than just putting out all these singles. So 2026, I'm hoping to have to be making great headway on the original album and maybe finish it. That's
Yeah.
the goal. Make a lot of progress there, hopefully.
So what's that process like? Like, what inspires you to write your music? How long does it take? Like, what goes into that? Paint that picture for me.
Yeah, so I again, I'm not a big writer of music. I never really thought of myself that way. But I guess a big part of that is like tapping into like some of the riffs and some of the guitar stuff that I did when I was younger, or like when I was with my friends and we would jam, and so I just kind of get all these ideas put together from like before and kind of work with my producer Ralph to kind of fill in the gaps. Now that I'm thinking of myself as more of a writer than just doing covers, I am more conscientious of like when I practice, and I do something that I think that I like or come up with a melody or something. I make sure to record it right away.
The music that you are writing that is original to yourself,
Right.
what genre does that fall into?
Yeah, so it's like all instrumental for now. So it's like it's metal. I love metal, and I'm a big like guitar like I like to shred. I like to like get very technical. That's kind of where that's my I guess my bread and butter now. I guess and that's a big part of like playing in my channel. I was doing covers. I was doing a lot of pop covers and a lot of like stuff that I felt was going to
Get more
views.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a way, I wouldn't say it's sold out, but like I was trying to take whatever passion I have and fit it into this into these songs that aren't really necessarily
It wasn't authentic to
my
you.
style. And I had somebody on my channel one time tell me, "Hey, listen, you sound a lot better when you're doing things that you like.
Yeah.
You could just you could just tell.
It comes
So
across.
yeah, that stuck with me, and I was like, yeah, let me do the original stuff, or do more metal and be more authentic, basically. So yeah, it's mostly instrumental. And it's metal, and it tends to have like a political like an undertone, and has, and even though it's instrumental, I'm trying to discuss what I think are like problems either in like today's society from my point of view,
Yeah.
or in the injustices
Sure.
of the world right now, and it's especially politics and stuff. So, but again, I'm trying not to. I'm tiptoeing the lines. I'm trying not to
Yeah.
cause drama, basically.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
Yeah. So it's kind of vague because with instrumental, that's the nice thing about it is, I mean, you can have some lyrics thrown in there, but it's mostly up to interpretation.
Right.
You can just name it
It's
whatever.
safer for sure.
Yeah. So Yeah, mostly metal, and I want to kind of be Santana. I'm not saying I'm like him. I'm just saying model my
Hey, we all
career.
have goals, okay?
Right. More model my career after him, as in like be mostly instrumental. But like if the opportunity presents itself and I write something that I feel like it will sound better with a singer, and then throw a couple songs in there with vocalists. But it's just mostly instrumental metal,
That
basically.
was absolutely going to be my next question is do you work with vocalists?
Yes, and I get that a lot. As a matter of fact, with my last song, I had a producer. He told me that he had Craig listen to it, and then Craig said that, "Oh, it needs a vocalist." I'm like, whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, um, but then. And I had somebody else, I had another friend of mine. He listened to my last song and he said, "Yeah, I was waiting for the singer." And somebody else told me that too. And then I'm realizing slowly, yeah, I mean, a majority of people do really like vocalists and singers, and obviously, I mean, but at the same time, um, it gives me a lot of flexibility. I don't have to worry about it. Just makes
Right.
my life easier.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to go that route. Is I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like minimize the variables and just focus on me.
Sure.
And if something comes along, then it'll with a singer, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I heard through the grapevine that you were in a band with Craig.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We were in a band together
How was
for a
that?
long time. I mean, I don't even know how long we were in that band. It was good. I just felt like we didn't uh, work as hard as we could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Together. And also, I feel like in my style was I was trying to fit my style into his music, which worked, I think, for some songs, but I felt like it was really holding my, because I feel like we play different genres in a way.
Yeah.
Craig plays a little bit more kind of I would say new age, or more, his music is more modern. I would feel like, as opposed to what I'm kind of a little bit more old school, and I'm really into the leads and the guitars and the really technical stuff. So I felt like I was just trying to fit something that just it wasn't fitting. But we collaborate together, and I think we're gonna be working on a song together soon. So
Okay, so
yeah.
we'll see that in
Yeah.
2026.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think so. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if he ever showed you that video of us playing that show. That was probably like one of my favorite memories about the band was when we were playing a lot of shows, because that was a lot of fun. And then we played that one show with those models that were walking the runway. It was really cool. It was something that Craig kind of got us into, and I remember just looking and seeing the lines of people at the door, and I'm like I was like, oh my god, look at all these people coming here to see us. You know what I mean? It was so many. I mean, there was other bands as well, but it was like a super cool experience, and the videos we got after, and I feel like that's kind of like the moment where I feel like we fell off the. After that, we didn't really continue and to capitalize on that momentum, which we
Yeah.
should have. But I think at that time was peak for us, and yeah, it is what it is. It was fun when it lasted. I learned a lot from it, but
Yeah.
I think we both have different ideas of what we like.
So-
I wanted to start something, and I was just like, okay, I know I can count on myself, so I'm gonna go start this like instrumental kind of YouTube channel, and I'm so glad I did. So
let's talk about that. You are close to hitting 1 million views on
Oh,
YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like I feel like that's nothing. Honestly, I feel like it is. I feel like I'm proud of that, but it's still like, considering how much effort I've put into it. I know I am where I need to be, and I'm not like complaining, but at the same time, I feel like. Just getting 1 million views is nothing nowadays, So I'm
Well, it's
hoping
easier
to.
than you think. You got to think about like for somebody starting, right? I mean, like
Yes.
1 million views would be like, oh my God, like
Oh, I look at my channel
Huge.
sometimes every day, and I'm like, yeah, I can't even believe, like, it's mostly me just in my bedroom playing guitar, and all these people have seen my stuff, and there's something I heard that says that, like, for each interaction or each view you have online, there is a 10 there's 10 others that you aren't really seeing. Like, so if you basically, let's say if your song gets 1,000 views, then it's actually like that 10,000 people actually got exposed to it somehow. Either they were listening to it, like weren't, they weren't actively listening to it, or it was playing in somewhere in a bar or something where other people heard it. Like, so I'm just really grateful for that, but I'm definitely looking for more,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's kind of a cool place to be, just because
yeah,
like you think about like where you started, and then you reach a certain like level in your career,
sure.
and then it's like, oh well, that's no longer impressive. I want more. But it's a great place to be in,
Yeah,
because
for
like
sure.
you see the growth. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah. It's just looking at all the other like YouTubers, right? You look at them and you're like, oh my god, I'm so like behind. Oh, he has 1 million subscribers. I'm like, I'm just like, oh, it's gonna take so long, but I've got to put in the work. That's the thing, is especially on YouTube, it's like every platform is different. YouTube wants somebody that is gonna put out a lot of shorts. You have to put out shorts now. It's the thing. That's what YouTube is looking for more than anything.
Yeah.
You'll put the same video out as a video and as a short, and the short will get like 10 times or 20 times the views, and really quickly. So it's just, yeah, I have to kind of put in, if I really put my mind into it, I really hunker down and start putting out these shorts, I think it'll go up a lot faster. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's half of it is knowing, and things are changing so quickly too.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
I feel like it's like every month there's something new. I mean, it's
Sure.
the only thing that makes me feel old. It's like trying to keep up with things, it's hard. It's a learning curve. You have to stay, like on that learning curve.
Oh yeah, well, it's not even just the learning curve. It's just like having to constantly be grinding. You have to grind all the time. And I really like what Craig's doing, honestly, on social media, like, and trying, like, basically this hype, You got to do that. That's a big part of it. But putting out content, lots and lots of it, is what works nowadays,
So I want to hear you play.
Oh.
Oh, he wasn't ready, folks. I like it.
That's it.
I like it. I like
Thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you. Oh my
any other topics that you want to talk about?
Um, the only other topic I'd say like that, when I was filling out your the little form and you mentioned like that what is your proudest accomplishment? Was rethinking about that today, and I was like, you know, is this was it that about music or was it just in general? Because if it is in general, then it's definitely not that YouTube like the views, but it's like it's my family and my wife and my daughters. That's those are this is my biggest accomplishment, and it's not nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
So that would be something that I would want to say. But other than that, no. I think
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So you've known Craig for quite some time. Let's talk about what you've done with him.
Sure. Yeah. So okay, again, this brings me back to a lot of the. It was a big challenge for me, really trying to adapt to my playing, and I'm like, man, okay, like they're like, I'll try to play a solo, and they're like, hey, no, it's too crazy, play less, play less solos, play less stuff, like, you know what I mean, and so that was a big challenge. I remember our first song that we did together, and yeah, if you guys play these songs in the edit, like that would be really cool. So I remember like "Won't Give Up" was like I think that was the one. The first one was actually on the recording, and I was like obsessed with that song. I feel like it's one of the best songs we've done together. Was "Won't Give Up," and I remember just like it still is one of my favorite songs to this day, and if I was to like sum up um, me and I mean Craig and I's like playing together. There was a song I think "Through the Forest" if it recorded that song. So what happened was I showed up to Craig's house one day and he was like, "Hey man, we got to work on that solo for that song." And he had a framework, like he had already kind of had this idea of what the solo sounds like, and I was like, and then I'm trying to play it but also trying to add my flavor. So if you listen to that solo, you'll hear like what happened. It just organically came out, and I would like half ass or wing, and he'd be like, no, 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 get it right, like just. And he was on my case. I was like, no, 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 you can do this better. Or I felt like he was like a producer almost that day, right? The end product was that you could really hear, you hear it in that solo, the difference between him and I and how we play things. So you'll hear like the first bar of the solo is him, then it's me, and it sounds completely different. Then it's back to him, and it's very kind of melodic and has and then it's me again, and that's how it ends. But you could just hear the back and forth. If you didn't obviously don't know us, or you wouldn't really be able to tell. But I felt like it sounds like two influences meshed together into one, created this one. I feel, in my opinion, is one of the best guitar solos I did for that band. So
Yeah.
yeah, you should check it out or maybe play it. It'll add context to this. So
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
definitely share it with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Honestly, I feel I have an imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, thank you again.
That's just part of being humble. And thank
Well,
you for
you so
sharing.
much.
That was
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
So, I guess this wraps things up. This is Stage 48, and this is our podcast. I'm DeLaFonte, and this is The Singing Guitar.
Perfect. Thank you.